What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma if you're new here, and I'd love to talk about all things Peloton cycling and fitness. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I post every single Sunday, and today's video I will be reviewing another Peloton split program, specifically Matty'S intermediate 5-day split. So this is a week-long program on Peloton that focuses on strength. Usually each day will focus on like a specific muscle group, and they have a bunch of these split programs. I've reviewed two before. I've done Robin's 3-day advanced split and Callie's 3-day intermediate split, and now I'm ready to upgrade to a 5-day split. Definitely a little more strength than I typically do. I usually do strength like 3 to 4 times a week. So, 5 days is a push, but I think that I can do it. And I really like Matty Giacomo. I think he's kind of corny, but also pretty fun and knowledgeable. So I'm excited to take this program. The description is maximize your workouts by split training with Matty. Increase strength and build muscle in this 1-week guide program by using heavier weight and targeting specific areas of the body in each workout. Repeat and track your progress. So I don't have a Peloton guide either, but I haven't really found that it's necessary at all to have the guide. Like, you can 100% do these programs without. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be doing the first class, which is a 30-minute back and biceps class, tagged intermediate. The description is grab your weights and get ready for this upper body split workout focused on strengthening your back and biceps. And I like doing like bicep curls. I feel like that's like the biggest bicep workout. But back, I don't know, we'll see. I'm not sure what he has in mind, but it's only 30 minutes. I can definitely get through it, get a little bit stronger. And I'm interested to see like the differences between a 5-day split and a 3-day split. I really want to do all the split programs and then like commit to actually taking one more frequently so I can see like more progress, but gotta try them all out first and figure out which one I like the most. So let's just go to the gym and check off this first class. I am back from the gym, and I liked the first class in the split, but I probably didn't love it. It definitely was not bad, and I don't really know what could have made it better, but we started off, we had a 5-minute warm-up, super nice, no weights, mostly just like mobility things, getting the body heated up, and then we moved into the first circuit. There were 2 different circuits in the entire class, and we repeated each circuit 4 times. So I do like that we learn the moves and then we repeat them a lot, because I think that it's easier to go up in weight then, and you can also like get a feel, get the good form, and then keep on adding to it. So the first circuit, I believe it was 45 seconds for each move. It was renegade rows, where we started on our knees and then we went up to a full plank, and then chest flies, which we started on our knees and then we went to standing up, and then finally Supermans, where you like lay on your stomach and lift up your arms and legs. And I really liked for the renegade rows and the chest flies that we like progressed throughout the circuit. So we started on our knees with our weights. I'll get to weights in a second, but definitely not sure if I had the right weights for this entire time, but we started out, I believe, with like light weights, and then we moved to medium/heavy weights. So we progressed in weight and we progressed in going from knees to plank. And especially for the renegade rows, that ended with me doing 20 pounds on each dumbbell while I was doing a plank. And I've never done that before. I've never even tried that before, because I just thought it was out of my capabilities. But we did it like on our knees, and then I was like, maybe I could try doing it in plank, and I could do it. So that definitely felt good, and it was cool to like be able to push myself that way. At the beginning of the class, Matty was like, get light, medium, and heavy weights. And the 15-pound weights were just missing at our gym. I need to find them. I'm not sure where they are. So I just got 10 and 20 pounds and kind of like made do with that, which actually is like not that bad. I thought that 10 pounds might be too light, but I disagree with that because after the first set, we got into the second set, which was mostly biceps, since the first set was mostly back, and the biceps was killer. I don't remember the exact timings. It was like between a minute and 30 seconds for each move. But first we just did normal bicep curls. He said to use medium weights. I used 10-pound weights, and I was worried that that would be too light because I typically do like 12.5 pounds, but this was burnout. Like we were doing a lot of bicep curls. So we started out normal bicep curls. Then we did like the cross bicep curls where you do one at a time. And then he wanted you to drop even lower than 10 pounds or like to like your lightest weights and do hammer curls, but really fast. And I stayed at 10 pounds for hammer curls. I feel like below 10 pounds is like really low for me. So I just did it and pushed myself, and man, oh man, it was hard. There was like a little bit of recovery in between sets, but not a lot. And we did that 4 times in a row. So quite a bit of bicep burnout. Like my arms were burning and like I could really feel the pump in my biceps. I can't always feel that when I work out, but today I definitely could. And then we finished off the entire class by doing isometric hammer curls. So like one weight held out in front and then hammer curls, and you like alternated. So just like a little more bicep burnout. The ending was definitely intense, but I do enjoy working out my biceps. So I probably like the second set more than the first set just because of the muscles we were working, but really like no complaints. And I enjoyed it while I was doing it, but I wasn't like, wow, this is amazing. I need to like retake this in the future, but I might feel differently as the split kind of progresses. I do think it was a solid class and it definitely targets very specific muscles. And besides that, music was good. Matty was happy. I'd probably give it like a 7.5 out of 10 for difficulty. It really is dependent on the weight you use, but I would definitely not want to use more than 10 pounds for the bicep set. So kind of happy that there was no 15 pounds. I didn't feel the need to try to push myself. 10 pounds was very hard. So good first day. And yeah, we'll just see as the split progresses. But I'm excited to kind of getting back more into strength. It is now Thursday, it's the next day, and we're ready for our next strength class in this split. So day 2, class 2 is 30-minute legs and shoulders by Matty, tagged intermediate. The description is, join us on the mat for this upper and lower body split workout focused on strengthening your legs and shoulders. So I kind of like that there's like 2 focus areas in each of these classes just to kind of mix it up a little bit. And like legs don't always go with shoulders. So I kind of appreciate that too. Keeps it interesting. And yeah, we'll just see how this class is. I'm feeling pretty good after yesterday. No real soreness in my biceps or my back. So feeling fresh, ready to go. And let's go to the gym and knock out this strength class. I am now back from the gym, and I actually really liked the class today, and I kind of revised that I liked the class yesterday more now that I've taken today's. So today's class was shoulders and legs, and I really like working out my legs more than my arms, at least for the exercises we did today. So we started with a 5-minute warm-up, pretty basic, no weight, mostly just mobility things like good mornings and body weight squats, things like that. Then we got into the actual sets, which were structured very similarly to yesterday's class. First, we started with legs because he said that legs take longer to fatigue. So we did deadlifts, squats, and then lunges, a front lunge and then a back lunge, and then like switch sides. And I just feel like the way that Matty structures these, he's really pushing me on weight. So at first he's like, grab medium weights, and I grabbed 20 pounds because that is like pretty pushing it for me for deadlifts and squats. Like that feels like a good weight, but I've never actually done heavier than 20 pounds in terms of dumbbells. I've done deadlifts with more weight, like on an actual bar, but for dumbbells, I typically do 20 max. So I did my 20, everything felt good. And we went down to light weights for lunges. I was doing 10 pounds for those. Those were very light at the beginning, but we get there. So then the next round, 4 rounds of this, he kind of starts pressing the weight. So I went up in weight for deadlifts and for the lunges, but kept the same for squats. So I was doing 25 pounds for deadlifts, which is the heaviest that I've done in deadlifts. I just feel like Matty like really pushes you. And I was like, you know what? I think I can do this. So let me just try. And then I could do it. And then 20 pounds for squats. That's pretty heavy for me. And then 20 pounds for the front and back lunges, also very heavy. So then we went up to heavy weights for the squats as well. So to finish out the 2 last rounds, I was doing 25 pounds on the deadlifts and squats and 20 pounds on the lunges, which is definitely a very big push for me. Probably one of the heaviest I've ever lifted. Like I don't lift that heavy with dumbbells. So it felt really good. And I'm really glad that he pushed me that way. And I feel like he did the same thing yesterday where you start with manageable weights and then he's kind of just like, all right, go up weights and see what happens. And yeah, I like that because I feel like I could be pushing myself more, but I like just stick with what I know. But because of the way that he structures these classes, it really like gets me to push my weights. So really like that. Then we went into shoulders. Shoulders was definitely a little bit harder for me. We did, I don't even know what this is called. I guess just like shoulder presses. And then we did push presses where you go down a little bit and jump up. We did a lot of those in Arms with Tunde. And then we finished off with lateral raises and front raises. We would alternate depending on the set. And there I stayed with 10 pounds the entire time. He did say to go up in weight, but I was already feeling like mass burnout. I don't know if I should have started less than 10 pounds, honestly, but 10 pounds was good for me. I was definitely getting the work in. And then right at the end, we did isometric lateral raises, which, oh my gosh, I've never done those before, but they are so hard. So we'd hold one arm out and then do the raises on the other side. And that was absolutely killer. I definitely shouldn't have been doing 10 pounds for that. That was like way too hard. And he wanted you to do like 6 on either side and then 5 on either side, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I could not get even close to that. Halfway through, I just gave up and started doing normal lateral raises because it was so hard. I should have gone lighter. So really liked the class today. Really felt like it pushed myself. And I actually have been really liking this program now. I feel like we're really going at it every day and like pushing the weight, which is exactly what I want to do. So very happy today, 10 out of 10. It is now Saturday, 2 days later, because yesterday was the first off day in this program. So now we're up at the day 4 recommended class, which is class 3. It's a 30-minute chest and back class, tagged intermediate. The description is grab your weights and join us for this hard-hitting split workout designed to strengthen your chest and back. And Chris and I went out for breakfast this morning, so I kind of have a lump of pancakes in my stomach. But I think that chest and back should be okay. And I feel rested and refreshed. So let's go hit the gym and get this strength workout in. I am back from working out. It was a pretty good day. I don't love chest and back, but you know, we got through it, lifted heavy. It started out with a 5-minute warm up, which was pretty good, although we did some push-ups in it. And this was the first time of push-ups in this entire program. So I was like, oh, great. Like push-ups are definitely one of the things I struggle the most with. So you know, I knew that they were coming up in the main set too, but we started doing back, and I didn't realize this until we were like starting the set that we actually have done back on the first day, and it was pretty much the exact same set. So we did rows, which I guess in the first day, I think we mostly did them like renegade row style, but here we did them on our knees and then we did them standing and like progressed that way and progressed with weight. At the end, I was doing 20 pounds, which is pretty heavy for me. So I was happy that he kind of pushed me to do the heavier weights. And then after rows, we did chest flies, which I always struggle with those too. I did 10 pounds the entire time and thought they were quite hard. He did encourage us to go up higher weights, but the 10 pounds was like definitely pushing it for me. And then we finished with Superman, which I am really not convinced I know how to do them correctly because I don't really feel anything, but it just seems like you're supposed to like lift up your chest and your legs. I'm like, I look like I'm doing it correctly, but I'm not sure. I really feel like I haven't seen a lot of tips on like how to do it. So if you know how to do them correctly, or you like think that there's a certain thing I'm missing, like let me know. I would be very curious. But that set was good. We did it 4 times, which is pretty much like every single day we do the first set 4 times and the second set 3 times. So the second set was chest. So we did get some push-ups in. We started with chest presses, which I actually got up to 20 pounds, which again is very heavy for me. Matty's definitely getting me to push the weights, which I'm happy with. And then we did like chest flies, but in reverse when we were on our backs compared to being on our knees or standing up. I stuck to 10 pounds with those, thought it was quite the challenge even with the 10 pounds. And then we finished off with push-ups, and I did the push-ups on my knees. I feel like for a while I was like really progressing to doing a lot of my push-ups off my knees, but I don't know if I like stopped doing push-ups as much when I was going to Equinox or what, because now I am solidly like back on my knees. So it's definitely something that I need to start working on and like work up to doing the majority of them off the knees. But we did a lot of push-ups in this second set. So we did that whole set 3 times. And then the finisher was a renegade row with our heavy weight. So I was doing 20 pounds and then a push-up and then a renegade row again, and then 2 push-ups, then a renegade row again, 3 push-ups, etc., etc. Keep adding the push-ups. That was absolutely killer. I was completely dying. I like had to take a lot of breaks, even though it was only 90 seconds long, and I was on my knees for it. So I could definitely see the value of repeating this class, because there's a lot of things that I modified and it was still very hard. So it'd be cool to like take this class over and over again and eventually get to the point where I could like do the renegade rows and push-ups completely off my knees. Like I feel like that would be a really good sign that I'm progressing. But I have been happy this week with how much like weight I've been pushing, and Matty like really pushing me to push that weight. So I feel like for a really long time I was lifting, but I hadn't really seen a lot of improvement in my like weights. I was using the same weights. So it feels good that I don't know if it's because now I like can push more, or if I just haven't been like motivated to push more in the past, but I'm feeling pretty good this week from this program. It is now the next day. It's Sunday morning. I was a little sore in my chest muscles this morning when I woke up, but even now it's mostly faded and definitely not like a really bad kind of sore, a good kind of sore. I know I pushed myself yesterday with the weights, but I'm happy that I managed to do what I was trying to do, and I'm ready to just get right back into it and take class 4 in this program. Today's class is a 30-minute legs and core class, tagged intermediate. The description is this split workout focuses on strengthening your largest muscles while also improving core and lower back stability. And I'm definitely a little bit nervous. I love working out my legs. I hate working out my core, but I know that working out your core is important. I feel a lot stronger when I work it out, but man, I'm not looking forward to like 15 minutes of core, which I know is going to happen in this set. But you know, you got to do it sometime. So let's go to the gym and hit this strength class. I enjoyed that class about as much as I could enjoy a class that has core work in it. So we started off, had a nice little 5-minute warm-up. Everything was fine. We did good mornings. We did squats, pretty similar to the warm-up in day 2. And then we hit the legs. The legs were pretty similar to the first day, although we did some more like lateral things. We started off with deadlifts, but we'd only hold the weight in one hand. So this like activates your core because you have nothing to like balance you out on the other side. We did that on both sides. Then we got into goblin squats, pretty typical. And then finally we racked the weights up and did lateral lunges. And those really kill me. He said to get medium and heavy weights. And I was like, yeah, feeling good. Like I'm going to go up to 20 pounds for medium weights just to start with. And I think that was a little too heavy for me. It wasn't too bad for the deadlifts and the squats, but the lateral lunges were very, very hard. And even to just hold that weight up and like have it racked up was hard for me. Like that's an upper body workout in its own. So it was a good workout, but I definitely pushed a little too hard on the weights at the beginning. So it was hard for me to go up any further than that. But even doing the 20 pounds for the lateral lunges is a pretty big push for me. So that was fine. We did that 3 times, I believe, because it took a little bit longer since we had to do the deadlifts on each side. Then we got into the core work. The first move was wood chops, which I actually don't mind because that's kind of like a full body move. It is core, but it's also like other things. So I feel like it's a little bit easier. And I did that with 20 pounds the whole time. Definitely a challenge, but like felt very manageable. And then we did Russian twists, which, you know, not my favorite. We started off not holding weights, which was nice. And then we progressed to holding weights, which was obviously harder. And finally progressed to having our feet off the ground as well. And then we finished with just bicycles, which again, not my favorite, but I did. And that was the entire workout. We did the last core set 3 times as well. It was definitely a lot of core burnout, especially because I haven't taken like a core specific class in quite some time now, but I'm glad I did it and it was a good day. Hit the legs, hit the core, and now there's only 1 class left. So I like today. Not my favorite, but mostly just because it was core focused. The leg part was really good. And as always, I like that he really progresses things as we go through the sets to kind of like push for heavier weights. It is now the last day of the program. It's 2 days later. Yesterday was another rest day, which was nice because my glutes were a little sore after those heavy deadlifts from Sunday. It's Tuesday now, and the last class is a 30-minute chest and triceps class, which I'm a little worried about. Triceps are definitely also not my favorite, but you know, we'll push through. The description is, join us for the hard-hitting push and pull upper body split focused on strengthening your chest and triceps. So let's go. I'm excited for the last day. I feel like this program's been good so far, and I'm ready to end it on a bang. So let's go to the gym and knock out this strength workout. That class was actually pretty hard. There were a lot of push-ups. So we started, did our 5-minute body weight warm-up as usual, and even there was a little push-ups, which, you know, is always a bad sign. After the warm-up, we started with chest. We did the same circuit 4 times. We started out with normal push-ups, which I did on my knees. You were basically supposed to progress over the different sets to not on your knees, but man, my arms were really dying by the end. And then after that, we did chest presses on our backs. I started with 15 pounds, but went up to 20 pounds as we were pushing weight at the end. And 20 pounds is hard. Honestly, 15 pounds is hard. 20 is definitely a really big push for me though. I had done it earlier in the week, so I was happy to do it again. And then we finished with chest flies on our backs as well. I started with my light weights, which was 10 pounds, and I stayed with my light weights the whole time. He did say to go up to medium, but I tried like 2 reps and I was like, there's no way I can do this for 45 seconds. Even 10 pounds is quite hard for me. I feel like chest flies are one of the hardest moves for me. Besides, push-ups are also hard. So, you know, we were just hitting all the hard things today. And then we got into triceps, where we repeated the circuit 3 times, and I knew triceps would just be very brutal. So we started out with tricep extensions. I did 10 pounds. It was hard, but manageable. Then we did tricep push-ups, which I was already dying from the normal push-ups in the chest set, but you know, powered through with some tricep push-ups, did them all on my knees, even though we were supposed to progress, and then finished off with skull crushers on your back, which those are also hard. I did 10 pounds. He did say to progress weight, but I did 10 pounds for all the tricep things the entire time. Like there was no way I was getting up to 15 pounds. Maybe if I had 12.5 pounds, I could have like like push myself a little harder, but even with the 10 pounds, very hard. And then the burnout at the end was isometric skull crushers. So you held one and then like did them on one side and then did them on the other side. You're supposed to do 5 on each side, then 4 on each side, and then like count down to 1. But I was like completely dying. I was just doing normal skull crushers. I was trying to alternate. Like it was just really bad at the end. Not a pretty sight, but I know I'll definitely be feeling it tomorrow. I got a good workout in. It was just like, man, chest and triceps might be some of my weakest muscles after core. So at least there wasn't core again today, but definitely a big push class, and this wraps up the entire program. I really like this program. I like that it pushed me to do strength 5 times a week because that's definitely outside my comfort zone. And I also like the 30-minute length. I feel like it was long enough that we were really getting into it. I like the repetition in the sets and that each day was structured very similarly, just with different focus areas. But it also wasn't too long that I felt like we were repeating things unnecessarily or that there was just like a lot of downtime. I just feel like we got in there, we did the efficient workout for 30 minutes and then it was over. That would be the only strength that I did each day. And like, I was very happy with it. And some days I felt okay the next day. Some days I felt the burn, but that's what the 2 rest days are for as well. So overall, really, really enjoyed this class. I'm excited to take the other 5-day advanced split. That one got me a little more worried since it's advanced, but this one was really great. And this is one I definitely see myself retaking in the future, especially because it got me to push weight way more than usual. So really 10 out of 10 to this program. I love this one. If you've taken it, let me know. Also, let me know what your favorite split program is so far. I feel like mine might be Matty'S, but I really liked Callie's 3-day split as well. So, you know, it's hard. They're just all so good. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys are staying safe, having an awesome week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.